What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. So, unfortunately, we have to talk about Monday Night Raw from January the 8th, 2024. The show wasn't good outside of what happened at the beginning of the show, and that was the promo battle between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Outside of that, the rest of the show was quite boring, if we're being perfectly honest. And we're just slowly dragging everything out to the Royal Rumble in 2 weeks. Again, this show was utterly missable, if we're being honest. So let's go ahead and get into the show, shall we? So we kick the show off for Drew McIntyre. He gets on the mic. He says that he needed to win the title last week. He didn't want to win it. He needed to win it. He said he got overzealous. He put Seth Rollins' foot on the bottom rope by mistake. He cost himself the damn match. And he's been thinking about it all week. He says that maybe Seth and Sammy were right. Maybe the only person that he needs to keep blaming is Drew McIntyre. That's the only one who's keeping him down. He said that he needs to step away from the WWE. He said this has been a lifelong dream of his until 2 days ago. So he talked about him losing to Seth Rollins. He talked about how Damian Priest screwed him over. He tried to cash in the Money in the Bank, that being Damian Priest. He said Damian Priest just didn't screw Drew. He also screwed himself as well. He calls him an idiot, that being Drew McIntyre. And then he said between Damian Priest, Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, and Jey Uso, who moved the Raw because of Cody's magical powers. Well, because Cody has magical powers, political powers, that is. And CM Punk making his return to Wide Open Arms, maybe he needs to step away for the company for 9 years. So this was great. Out comes CM Punk. He gets on the mic. He says that Roddy Piper is a legend. Piper was known for talking, same for CM Punk. He says CM Punk says that he talks a little bit too much, and it's a little bit weird coming from him. But he's going to stand over there and just watch Drew talk shit about him. So Drew says, congrats. You've been here a month. And it's a bet between some of the guys in the back and myself to see how you're going to crash and self-destruct. And you're costing people a lot of money the longer you stick around. So, then Drew continues on and says that he knows the real CM Punk because he traveled up and down the road with him years ago. He said that, when he lost, when he was in a real dark place, he needed guidance, guys like Randy Orton and others, to pull him out of the muck that he was in. He said, but right now I'm no longer in that dark place. He just kicks obstacles in his way down. He'll kick them down. So he calls CM Punk a kid. And then he says that Randy couldn't help him because he had his own demons. He says that CM Punk is straight edge. You don't have demons. You are a demon. A self-serving, narcissistic succubus. Damn, that was good. Drew says he doesn't need a leader, so he has to rely on himself. He said, I'm your leader now, kid. That was great. So CM Punk says he leads by example. He used to call himself a savior. He said that if you want to join the straight edge society, you can. You can just shave your head and raise your hand. That's all you have to do. And you can live this clean life. He said that he felt better because he had to walk away to become bigger, stronger, faster. To win the Royal Rumble and main event WrestleMania, that being Drew McIntyre. He said that CM Punk said that Drew followed his way. And he basically said, Punk says he's not a demon. He said he's Satan himself when push comes to shove. He says he's not here to be a nice guy. He's not here to make friends. He said to win the Royal Rumble and main event WrestleMania. Drew says we have a little problem there. I won WrestleMania. I main evented. I won the Royal Rumble. I main event WrestleMania. Something he'd never done. He says it's not about title wins or any of that. He said that he's going to win the Rumble and main event WrestleMania in front of live fans. This time it's going to be for him. And then CM Punk says it's getting a little bit spicy in here. I'm going to lead by example before I walk. I'm going to walk away before I knock your teeth down your throat. There's only one person that can stop CM Punk from accomplishing his goals, and that's himself. He says, Drew, you can't stop me. Seth can't stop me from winning the Rumble, and Cody can't stop me from winning the Royal Rumble. And Drew, leader, because I'm a nice guy in the Royal Rumble, I'm going to throw you out last. Then he drops the mic. So this was tremendous. I love this. This was absolutely great. Really, really good stuff there. And I would love it in the final two to be Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, the final two in the Royal Rumble. I think that would be tremendous, and I hope that they go that route. I think that would be fucking awesome. So this was good stuff here. I definitely enjoyed that. This is great, man. I kind of wish this was CM Punk's first feud, but it's not. But this is just something that's going to be on the back burner for a little bit. But this was great. This was tremendous. All right, moving on. So, first match of the night, Finn Balor versus Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa gets the win. So, who really cares? It's not really that important. They're doing an angle where DIY is trying to go after the Judgment Day, trying to win their tag titles. Moving on. So, Jackie Rabbit had a backstage interview with Becky Lynch. So Jackie Redmond asked Becky how she's feeling about her loss to Nia Jax. So Becky tried to picture what would happen if Nia broke her orbital bone or fractured her nose. Nia did put her full weight behind the punch, but Becky picked herself up and declared for the Royal Rumble. She didn't go to the hospital. Last time she did go to the hospital, she came back, won the Royal Rumble, main event at WrestleMania. So either Nia's getting weaker or Becky's getting stronger. Or maybe this is just the beginning. Okay? Who really cares? Moving on. Kofi Kingston versus Ludwig Kaiser. It was a double countout, which was great. Post-match, Kofi and Kaiser kept on brawling. They were separated by officials. And then Kaiser puts Kofi Kingston's head on the steel steps, starts punching him in the face, and then he does a running drop kick against the ring steps, which was great. This was excellent. I love this. This was perfect. Excellent. Ludwig Kaiser is the man. This guy kicks major ass. I could easily see him being the Intercontinental Champion or the U.S. Champion one day. I really could. Like, I'm not going to hold you guys up. The guy's solid. Solid in-ring work. Really good on the mic, and he has a really good character. So, I do like that, man. I really do. Ludwig Kaiser is great. So, Ludwig Kaiser tells Jackie Redmond that it was Kofi Kingston's fault for what happened tonight. He's the only one holding the weight of Imperium. Kofi took Diva Vinci's head, so Kaiser decided to take his. I was like, damn, that shit was fire. That was great right there. That was excellent. So it looks like what they might do, and they might be planting the seeds of dissension between Gunther and Kaiser. So they might be beginning the breakup of Imperium, which is actually tremendous because I do like that. I would love to see a match between Gunther and Ludwig. I think that would be great. And it's interesting to see how Gunther is going to deal with this next week. It's very, very interesting if he's going to even mention this next week. So this could be the official start of the breakup with Imperium. And I'm not against it. I'm not. I feel like all three guys would be solid, tremendous acts of their own. On their own. And I think that would be a good path to go down. So we'll see what happens. But very good stuff by Ludwig Kaiser. Very good stuff. Moving on. So Michael Cole was out next. He welcomed Nia Jax. So he said that Nia Jax shocked the world last week when she defeated Becky Lynch. Nia Jax said that she's a different Nia Jax. She's focused. She's more focused on the Royal Rumble. She's going to run through 29 other women and earn her spot at WrestleMania. Whether it's Rhea Ripley or Io Sky, there's not a man or woman that can stop her. So Rhea comes out and she says to Nia, do you remember what happened last year? She threw her out of the Royal Rumble last year. She wants to make this abundantly clear that Becky Lynch isn't Rhea Ripley. If you actually want to step to her, I advise you to stop walking around like you own this division, because you don't. This is a warning. If you manage to win the Royal Rumble, it's best to keep your name out of my mouth. And then Nia says that she gives Rhea all the credit. Might be the most dominant champion in our division's history. But don't you forget, I put you on your ass when I came back. I'm the only reason, and the only reason she's not holding this title is because you're too scared to face me one-on-one. So at the Royal Rumble, when I squash 29 other women and win, I'm going to choose you. And you'll have no choice, no excuse but to face me. See you soon, Unstoppable Champ. So that's fine there. I think that was just for I'm trying to think of the word. That was just to get things started. I don't think we're going to really see a Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley feud at all. I don't. Why would there be a Rhea Ripley feud anyway? Rhea Ripley is a heel. Portland cheered Rhea because of the fact is that everyone hates Nia Jax, Nia Boris, Nia Saurus. They despise her. And Nia's okay. I'm not the biggest fan of her work, but she's okay. But really and truthfully, you could easily do Nia and Rhea on a Raw and be fine with it. Like, I'd be fine with it, but this is just to hype up the Royal Rumble. That's all this was, really. That's all I was trying to say earlier. So that's all it was. So it is what it is. But who's going to the Women's Royal Rumble? I have no idea, and I haven't even thought of it. I mean, I haven't even thought of anybody yet. I just haven't. I don't know. I really don't. So, because I see the Women's Royal Rumble opening the show anyway, and I see the Men's Royal Rumble closing the show. So that's kind of, I hope, that's kind of what I hope happens, where we have the Rumbles open and close the show. And I do think that will happen. So, yeah. Moving on from that, who cares about Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley? So we get a recap of what the Rock Epic return. So that was cool there. Moving on, we get a backstage brawl between Cody Rhodes and Shinsuke Nakamura. They were separated by officials. Moving on. KC Squared, which is Caden Carter and Katana Chance. They defeated Chelsea Green and Piper Niven to retain the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, and all the tag teams, women's tag teams, were watching. Maxine Dupree and Ivy Nile, Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler, and Natalya and Tegan Knox. Oh, I want to burn my television. Oh my God. Can we please get Natalya off television? Please. I don't even want to see her in a backstage segment. Damn. So, KC Squared wins. They win via the keg stand for the 1, 2, 3. That was pretty cool. So, it's kind of like a somersault type thing. So that's pretty cool. Moving on. So, we get a really good little comedy segment from R-Truth. So he says that he was born in Charlotte, North Carolina. On a cold January morning, I'll never forget, the doctor held me in his arms. I looked him in his eyes and told him one day I'm going to be in Judgment Day. And wouldn't you know it, that dream came true. We've been through a lot together. Money in the Bank, the Women's Royal Rumble, the Judgment Day in your house. The Judgment Day is an unbreakable bond. Sure, we may argue for another time, but now that JD's gone, we're a real family now. Rhea, Finn, Damian, Tom, and Nick Mysterio. Even though I never met Nick, he's still my brother. And finally, I sent a message to every WWE superstar on the roster on behalf of the Judgment Day. Listen closely. We've always been here. If you want to talk, you need to show the cry on. As we say in the Judgment Day, live, laugh, and love. Oh boy, R-Truth is a fool. He is a fool, bruh. Ooh, R-Truth is a fool, bruh. That dude was a fool, bro. Yo, that was fucking comedic gold. That shit was fucking comedic gold. Oh, man, that was a good one. Moving on. So Damian Priest tells Rhea Ripley that he'll take care of R-Truth when the time is right. Finn Balor's livid about DIY. Damian Priest wants to get his hands on Drew McIntyre. Was it smart to make an enemy out of Nia Jax? Rhea tells JD McDonough to handle business tonight with The Miz. Okay, so Judgment Day has cracks within it, which is great. I'm so tired of Judgment Day. This show reeked of fucking Judgment Day. Next, Miz versus JD McDonough. Miz wins via Let's Go Crushing finale, and R-Truth got involved. So that was great there. Next, so Seth Rollins comes out. He does his usual, I'm a visionary, I'm a revolutionary stick. He said that he's won a couple of titles, a cash-in. He said there's one thing important that he's never done when it comes to WrestleMania. He's never taken the world title into WrestleMania. He's never been the headline. He's never been on the marquee. That changes this year, he says, because this is the year of Seth freaking Rollins. He's worked too hard. He's worked too long. He took a title a year ago that didn't even exist. He said it's basically just going to be the workhorse champion. He said the work's not done. He says, because I got one question. Who's it going to beat on the grandest stage of them all? There's some subtle CM Punk chants, and then Rollins is in his dreams, maybe. Because the Raw roster is loaded from top to bottom, so there's many superstars. Then out comes Jinder Mahal, he says that he was more of a revolutionary than Seth was last week when he had come face to face with The Rock. He says that the only purpose is to entertain these clowns, further pushes this agenda of degeneracy. He says, take a look around, look at your city, discrepancy. Degeneracy on every corner, at every street corner. He says, that Seth Rollins throws childish tempers when things don't go his way. But he digresses. He says, you pride yourself as a workhorse, as a man who provides opportunities. Accept a tenured, decorated, deserving former WWE champion. He said that he beat Randy Orton, so don't overlook him. He said he's not going to tolerate disrespect, and he sees through this charade. He says, for the first time, Seth, look me in your eyes. Look me in my eyes for the first time in a long time. I have your attention. And then Seth's like, nah, you don't have my attention. I've not really been focused on you. The Rock put your balls in a vice. And here's the thing, Jinder. The Rock fired you last week. He says that he's not looking past him at all. And then he continues to taunt Jinder some more, and he tells Jinder to take a swing at him. He tells Jinder to take a swing on him. And then, out of nowhere, Jinder Mahal attacks Rollins from behind. But it's short-lived. And then Rollins comes back, fights off Jinder. And then Rollins is about to do the curb stomp, but Jinder avoids it, and then that was it. So, this is fine. The match is going to take place next week. Okay, cool. This is fine. Moving on. Ivar versus Otis. Ivar wins via the moonsault. 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. So Jackie Redmond had a backstage interview with Jey Uso. She asked, "What's Jay's New Year's resolution for 2024?" So his plans are to get his first singles championship in WWE this year. So Bronson Reed comes into the mix. Bronson calls Jay Jimmy Uso's little brother. Bronson has the same plans, so Jay better not be in his way. So this is fine. This is going to be Jay's first little mini feud. I do expect Jay to face Gunther and defeat him at WrestleMania probably. I don't think with Triple H in charge they're going to do Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. It's just no longer there, and no one cares about that story, if we're being honest. If we're being honest, no one gives a damn about it. Main event, Cody Rhodes versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Street fight. So, Cody wins via the Crossroads. There was a spot in the match where Nakamura did the double knees through the table. Cody threw Nakamura into the table. It broke. Also, there was a point in the match where Nakamura attempted to miss Cody with the red mist, but Cody ducked, and Nakamura missed one of the camera guys. Raw itself was okay. It could have been better. The CM Punk and Drew McIntyre promo was solid. I enjoyed that. I'm very intrigued what happens from there. That's great. So I'm down for that. The Men's Royal Rumble is shaking up to be must-see. Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley, I really don't care about them trying to tease that match. I don't think it would even happen. There's no need for it. I don't see Rhea turning babyface. I just think that Nia Jax is always going to be booed. I think Rhea plays a solid, legit heel. So, there's that. Judgment Day breaking up is fine. That's cool. That should have been happened anyway. They're also probably teasing a Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest feud as well. So I guess, I mean, maybe you can do something at the Rumble. Maybe you can do something at the Elimination Chamber or even Mania. But who wants to drag it out for another 3 months for Mania when it comes to Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest? I wouldn't do that if I was booking it. I just wouldn't do that. Ludwig Kaiser showing some fire and intensity by beating the shit out of Kofi Kingston was tremendous. That was great. I wonder if Gunther's going to give him a receipt next week. I think that would be interesting. They might be teasing a feud between Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser, because we are officially on the breakup of Imperium, which I'm down for. So that was fine there. Everything else outside of that was just kind of missable. But Raw was all right. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.